How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, an animated visual book summary by Alexander Sandalis. Part 4. Be a Leader. How to Change People Without Giving Offense. Chapter 4. No One Likes to Take Orders. One of my favorite chapters and principles most recently is this one right here. Carnegie was retelling a story of a manager who worked in an office, and the fact that he always gave not orders, but suggestions. He never said, for example, do this, do that, get this done, don't do this, don't do that. As many of us do and are victim to. I've done it many times. Do this, do that. You command orders. Coaches do it on the field. Managers do it in the offices. Your girlfriend or boyfriend or wife or husband probably says it every week to you. Consider this. How often has that worked? How often has barking commands at someone worked in maintaining or creating a consistent habit? Not often, right? Think about this. Instead, how about we try, you might consider this. I would suggest this. Do you think that would work? What do you think about this? By simply tweaking the phrase, we give people the opportunity to do things for themselves, but at the same time, because we're the ones coming with the actual question, so we get to pick the topic, we get to pick the direction we want them to head in. They just have to we're just pushing them in a direction. We're not throwing them across the field. If that kind of makes sense, we're gently guiding them into the direction instead of forcing them in by a simple rephrase and tweak in our verbiage. Now, a technique like this makes it easy for a person to correct errors. A technique like this saves a person pride, gives him or her a feeling of importance, and it encourages cooperation instead of rebellion. I try and use this a lot in communicating with people I care and love for. Now, we all want to see the best for the people who we care for. Of course, that's a symptom of caring for them. However, my gender especially can be victim to pushing the opposite sex into behavior change in a very unintelligent and forceful way. Do this, do that. I think you should do this. Why don't you just do this? This is obviously the best option. We think with our brain instead of our heart, instead of grace. We act without grace a lot of the time. And what I found, has worked in saving emotion, in reducing the amount of frustration a person might feel at a question or at a demand. Instead, they're hearing this suggestion, so I let them make the decision, but I at least help guide them to make that decision. So I haven't forced them, but I've said my piece, comforted myself, at least tried, but in a smart way. That is soft, subtle, and non-offensive. People are more likely to accept an order if they have a part in the decision that caused the order to be issued. An effective leader will use Principle 4, ask questions instead of giving direct orders.